Yeah, we have no problem holding the date, for a while. I mean, it's not like anything is urgent. It's not like we had somebody else saying, "Hey, we want you to play on October 24th." So I mean, yeah, it's not like it's an urgent thing at this particular time, until we see how things are going.
Well, I understand what you're saying, Pastor Paul, but what I'm looking at is if we're still like this come October, this conference is going to be the least of our problems. So I'm
Well,
gonna, I'm gonna
yeah,
presume it's going to go away in a few weeks, hopefully.
I would like to just to clarify. So we're talking about potentially having to either work with the hotel to delay or postpone or even cancel the conference in October, depending on what's happening with coronavirus. Am I right?
yeah,
Well,
that's a good point that you're bringing up. Tony, have you talked just as a what do we do? Oh my God, what do we do? Have you talked to the hotel to see if they're going to hold a gun to our heads or if they get it?
if we're under an emergency order by the state of Georgia, they can't. If Georgia says we can't have more than 10 people meet, they can't hold a gun to our head. They have to let us out of the contract. It's not our fault. If everything's still doing like it is now, I don't think they're going to be in business. I mean, how many hotels are going to make it? So that's going to be a wait and see. I'm not going to really even talk to them about it until we get a little bit closer, sometime before September, because that's our first bill. But
Well, the only reason I'm bringing it up now is I would just kind of like a clue to their thinking. That's all.
yeah, I don't know if we're not under an emergency order at the time. If it's just us wanting to cancel out, I'll see you, BT, just a second. Uh, I don't know how they would feel about it. They'd probably hold a gun to our head because they're probably going to be hurting for the money. But
Yeah, I'm sure we're not the only ones.
yeah, and that's like this meeting. We were supposed to have one of the presenter rooms. Well, whoever had the boardroom canceled, so she offered us the boardroom, and then this came up, and I said, well, we shouldn't do it either. So they didn't seem real happy about rescheduling it for us, and then us canceling it. But I don't really have a problem with it too much.
Tony, Tony, um, the hotel won't do anything because think of what would happen. If you're the only person that they're going to hold to the fire, you'll complain and then they won't get one customer back. So they're screwed every way you look at it. The hotel can't do anything.
And I don't know if this would be considered an act of God or not, because I know an act of God we are allowed to bow out. So
I really think that the hotel is the least of the worries right now, because first of all, it's far enough out, and I agree with you, Tony, that if we're still dealing with the situation like this come October, we've got craziness going on, and I mean the conference is going to be the last thing on people's minds.
yeah, BT, you had a question or a comment?
Yes, thank you. I feel like I'm eavesdropping because I'm getting the gist of what's happening, but since I'm brand new, I'm not a part of the board, so I don't even know if I should be on the call. I appreciate whoever invited me. So I'm also thinking about, like, is this a replacement for SEC? Are we going up against STIA? And I forget, SEC moved to Fort Lauderdale. Are we competing against them, considering the times that they're also doing
Well,
their conferences?
there's not going to be an SEC this year. There's
Okay.
also not going to be a Keystone.
Okay. Wow.
So
My,
both those
I,
conferences
I,
are gone for this year, anyway.
right. Okay. Was worrying about that, and just a suggestion for the 501c3, with all that's going on. If we know someone that already has a 501c3 and they can agree to, be a fiscal sponsor.
The only one I know of that we could possibly ask would be Pastor Paul's church, but I don't know if he wants to go that route or not.
Okay.
We've done that in the past, and for organizations, it's not the best move, just because of the government starts looking at the church and you tie in church and state. And this is a nonprofit and all that kind of stuff. So, and this is different than if this were a nonprofit that was, I don't know, feeding the hungry or clothing the naked or providing housing. This is an organization that is for an event. And I don't even know how my board feel about that.
Okay,
But if we get down to it, I'm more than willing to check into it.
if we ever do get our 501, we're listed as education,
Okay. Okay.
not a
Okay.
social club. It's as educational, which I did that. I copied SEC's forms to apply for it, so I don't know why we would be rejected or anything.
Well, I don't listen with the IRS right now. Just be prepared not to hear anything for a minute, because I don't know who said it before. It was either Shante or Sarissa or somebody. They're running around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off. I mean, they're trying to do returns. They've changed the process on how they're doing stuff. My guess would be the department that handles these things. I'd be willing to bet because of this damn virus, they're operating on a skeleton crew.
Well, they have to be, because that was the rule, the mandate from the government, right? From the president, no more than 10 people. So.
Yeah.
All right. Any more comments on possible events?
Well, I take it the yellow is what we're definitely doing.
No, it's just yellow so you could read it on top of the trees.
Oh, okay, I got you. Well, have we made a decision about any of these at all?
No, except for maybe well, we are going to have the dinner, the gala bar. You said you're going to do the weddings if anybody opens up for them.
Yeah. We would just have to figure out when we were going to do that and where.
Brittany, who dropped off, was an actual possible candidate for you, but I haven't talked to her about it yet.
Okay. Well, there's time.
Yeah. At any rate, Gina Jane mentioned having a band on Friday night. Somebody that she knows. I don't know if you know who she's talking about or not. I don't remember what the name of it was. A live band. And I told her to check on and see how much it cost. Money is everything. Any more questions or comments on this page?
Not for me.
All right, our moolah. There's our moolah. We have 7 registrations. I think it's 8. I think that's a mistake. I don't think it's 7. I think it's 8 registrations. I'm not, if memory serves right. Of course, I am getting old, but I don't know how much that changed. About $750 since the last one. I sent out the report from the online program, not online, but the Treasury program.
Balance statement, Tony?
Yeah, the balance statement I sent out. Had one, it's the same as this, except it had one more registration or one less registration on it because we had one registered since I sent that out.
It
So
looks good, Tony. Thank you.
we're above where we should be at this point according to our budget. But I don't know if we're going to get very many more over the next couple of weeks with everybody wondering what's going to happen with this virus. Any questions on that?
I think, Sarissa, on the press release, one of the things is maybe you and I can get together and either via the phone or maybe now that we got this go-to meeting thing, we can video conference or I can get Skype or something like that. And you and I can hammer out this press release, because that's what you would do with the press release is let people know that we're being really positive about this, that we're going to be able to have the conference in October, and should we're unable to do that, then they'll get a full refund. That now, not everybody is still going to register at that point because they're nervous, but it should ease some people if they know they can get their money back if we cancel, to go ahead and register.
And that's a great idea, Pastor. I'd be glad to do that with you. I think we also, in terms of a press release, it's supposed to be written like a news story. I think if we tie in coronavirus and that we're going to try to hold our conference regardless, and to please register and refunds will be available, I think that's a good idea. I'll get in touch with you. We'll work something out.
Okay.
As soon as you come up with something on that, let me know and I'll add it to the refund statement on the registration. So when they go to register, they go to the refund, it'll be written there as well. Because right now it didn't say anything about it. It says it's going to charge you to have a refund.
Well, now, the only thing that I think I would have a question about is if people, the food, they're paying for that, although we're not anywhere close to having to tell the hotel anything, right? So, or paying them for that food yet, correct?
That's September. That's a slide coming up. Yeah.
Okay. My guess is, to be honest, folks, is we will have a better handle on this probably next month. If not next month, the following month for sure.
Yeah. By then, all the food stores are going to be empty and everybody's going to need toilet paper.
Which, by the way, if y'all are listening, I know why there's such a run on toilet paper. I found out. You know why? Are you ready?
So many assholes.
Well, no. Because every time somebody coughs, 100 people shit.
Y'all see my comment about Sam's? The other day I went to Sam's and there was a guy with two of them flatbed carts piled 6 feet high with toilet paper.
I don't understand what people are doing, man. What the hell are they going to do with all that toilet paper?
What
They
do
sell it. They sell it online.
Oh, there you go.
They have crappy personalities.
But anyway, all right. So we're done with the treasury statement.
I make a motion to accept it pending an audit.
Well, there's not a motion. You don't have to accept this. This is just a statement. This ain't the actual balance.
Oh, I thought you were putting that forward as a report. My mistake.
No, this is just for us to see that, hey, we're doing good. We're not doing good.
Well, I'm pleased to see that we actually have some money.
Yeah, I was glad to see those registrations coming in. All right. As you asked, here you go. We owe at this point, we owe $1,524.36 to the hotel come September 22nd, which is 185 days,
Okay.
which is 11 full registrations.
Damn, we only need 4 more.